Hey, what's up, guys? It's off to a good Sunday. We were just busy, both mutually getting excited over Matt Chapman last night. It feels good when you call somebody out and like you predict the big day and it happens. Unfortunately, the Dodgers couldn't compliment him, so I don't know about you. Like, it was a decent day, but if the Dodgers had been good, it would have been a great day.
It was a good day because I felt like, the Dodgers were not good, but I loved Will Smith. He was like my favorite piece. He
Yep.
homered. He was like the one guy that homered. Obviously, Matt Chapman. Mitch Moreland homered. So the Dodgers were like the only pieces that I got wrong. It seemed like all my one-offs. I even used a little bit of Judge and Gallo. I talked about how I like the Yankees a little bit. Both of them were awesome. So it was a good day over here. Excited to keep it going today. And I'll tell you what, like Ashby felt good. And I was watching that game. They were going to pull him after the third because he was potentially going to bat in a high leverage situation. Jace Peterson got a huge RBI single, though. And then Lorenzo Cain drove in another run. So they decided to let him go one more inning. I wish they had let him go even more than that, but he was solid.
Yeah, he was. Agreed, though. So, again, we're going to move in today. We're going to hope for a little bit more of the same. I want to reiterate, guys, the website link below. The NFL package is up for sale for just a couple more days for only $99. So you might as well save money on it right now. Otherwise, monthly and weekly memberships get baseball currently, and then we'll slide right into the NFL shortly. We did a first look NFL video yesterday. Check it out. In the meantime, though, as far as today goes, not a lot of weather to be concerned about. Maybe potentially a little something in Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. But you want to know what? It sounds like really the only issues there are pitching, maybe, and like the desire to use these pitchers is probably relatively low.
No, I'm not using those pitchers.
So as far as the top guys today, basically, Sonny Gray, Erod, Nola, Manaea, Giolito. Do you have anybody that's like a specific favorite for you?
I like Nola and Erod, I think, the most.
We agree again. We agreed yesterday it worked out, so let's.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Sweet. I mean, listen, I think Manaea is also widely in play. I mean, best matchup on the board. But Texas has been feistier the past couple of days, and he's expensive as hell. Giolito, I think, has upside, but also a lot of risk there. I just kind of see myself landing on what's it called? The Nola and Erod. And then if I'm going to take risk, I feel like the guy is Eliezer Hernandez.
Okay, I gotcha. I can see that. I can get on board with that one. I think I'm also Nola and Erod. Erod has definitely looked better recently, so those would be my guys. So it sounds like we're going to be in agreement. Not that I don't like Sonny Gray or Manaea or Giolito. Just I think I got those guys a hair above.
Yeah, same.
All right. You mentioned Hernandez. I get that. Good park. It's still hard to remember how bad the Cubs are right now, right?
Yeah, and I'll say this: like he hasn't pitched in a couple months, but he has been dominant. Look at those numbers in his rehab outings.
Good. It's really, really good. So I get that, and I don't think he gets a ton of love.
No, I mean, listen, he's a little expensive and it's risky, but I think he's got real upside in this spot.
I agree. So after that, McKenzie, Mills, anybody down here you have any interest in?
No, I think Bubich is not an awful look, but it's so easy to spend up on pitchers. When there's a cheap guy like I really like, I have no problem going there. But I really don't like to force these guys in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was actually looking at the pitchers in the St. Louis Kansas City game. If you really, really liked high-priced offensive guys, Hap has looked better since moving to St. Louis, which is not abnormal for baseball players when they go play for the Cardinals. Just a better run organization, right, with Yadi Molina behind the plate.
Yeah, I don't like Hap here, but you're not wrong.
So, I mean, this was more like when I was looking at offenses I thought might be pricey, but after breaking down offenses further, I'm like, I don't need two of these guys.
Yeah.
So at most, I'll need one, and I slightly preferred Chris over Jay.
Yeah, same. And even so, like, don't even know if we need it at all. And then another guy that I forgot to mention that I like, and the last time I mentioned him, he was awesome on a Sunday, is Luis Patino. So his stuff is real. The spot's pretty good. I'm not afraid of Minnesota at all. He hasn't quite put it all together yet, but he's shown flashes, as the evidence by that Yankee start. And he's got a real long leash also.
All right, so we'll touch on pitchers again at the end. As far as offenses goes today, so I'm going to jump over just a little bit. I found it difficult not to be at least a little bit interested in Boston. And it doesn't look like they're going to be as popular as I would have expected. What was your thoughts on the Red Sox today, who've been on fire, are fairly affordable, and get a guy with an ERA over 8 for the season?
Yeah, I am surprised that they're not going to be more like. I think they will be more popular than they're projected right now.
Right, because when I opened up this slate and started looking at before I looked at ownership projections, I'm like, Boston has just got to be like overwhelming chalk today. But it looked like Tampa Bay was getting more love.
Yes, it does look like Tampa Bay is getting more love, and that probably has to do with price tags. That said, you mentioned it. Guys on Boston are cheap also.
Yeah, like I got the cover already made up with Hunter Renfroe. He's batting 2 today. He's sub 4K. This guy is on fire right now. We're talking 18 plus DK points in 4 of his last 5. A lot of power, good ballpark, and this kid for Baltimore. I feel like we've talked about this multiple times. This Keegan Egan character, he's no good. He is. In fact, he's just bad.
Yeah, he is not good. And that was the most surprising thing also to see that Boston wasn't coming in as like chalk.
So I don't know about you. I'm gonna take a look again in an hour and a half, and if that's still coming in the same way, like I'll be heavier on Boston than maybe I would have expected when I first opened it up. Now, if they look like they're super, super chalky, then again, they become the best cash game plays.
I still feel like though, this is probably foolish of me to say, but I don't even care what the projections say. I know Boston's going to be popular here.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I really can't argue that because when I popped this slate open, I thought overwhelming chalk instantly.
Same.
Okay, well, let's start going through it like normal, and then we'll retouch on those. We got Eric Lauer taking on Dylan Peters in the Milwaukee versus Pittsburgh game. Sounds like weather might potentially be a little bit of an issue. And honestly, at 4K, if you love high-priced bats today, I don't think Dylan Peters is the craziest play of all time. I think it's completely feasible this guy gets to 10 points today.
Fair enough. I'm also seeing Milwaukee coming in with as the highest top stack odds, not getting nearly enough love.
Okay, I can get on board with that as well. Also very affordable, Kane, Taylor, Avi, who was back in the lineup and homered last night, who is quietly having a nice season. I told you when they started the year, the Brewers anticipated him being a 25 home run guy this year if he could play all season. Looks like he's going to do it.
Yeah, I like the Brewers here. I think their whole lineup's in play. Obviously, you got to pay attention to weather, but I could see full stack in them.
Okay. And Colton Wong is a guy who doesn't get a lot of love when lefties are on the mound. He's batting like 350 against left-handed pitching this year.
Love it.
So, okay, I'm on board. Probably not my favorite team, but I completely get it. Cincinnati against Philly, Nola versus Gray. This one's all about the pitchers for me.
Yeah, not really using the offenses here.
Okay, agreed. Next up, Washington against Atlanta. Not that obviously the offenses couldn't be good, but you guys know how it is. Espino versus Drew Smyly. I see the Braves getting some love today.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually not getting as much love as they should be. I think the Braves are definitely in play here. Coming off the monster game yesterday, Swanson was amazing. Duvall homered. Yeah, I think the Braves are in play.
Okay. Swanson has been scorching the last couple of days, so riding a hot hand right here. Even with no Acuna, there's still a solid offense, so I get it. I don't think I'm going to end up on Atlanta today, but I certainly don't think you're insane to like them.
There's just no way these guys get as much love as Boston, or even close. And that's not even including Tampa, a couple other teams that are getting love.
Yeah, I mean, Solaire's definitely been better since moving from Kansas City to Atlanta.
For sure. I like this lineup a lot.
Cubs against the Marlins. I just can't really picture myself going anywhere, even semi-aggressively on the offenses of this game. You want to give me Jorge Alfaro, catcher, 2,900. Okay, cool, but that's about it for me.
I was going to say, man, the Marlins have been pretty good the past few games. They were good for us that day in San Diego. They've been good since then.
Brinson would be a guy you can get me on board with.
Brinson De La Cruz has big power, and he's homered a couple times recently. This is one, I mean, you want to just load up on pitching, you can easily stack the Marlins.
Okay. I mean, again, even if you just went Cruz, Brinson.
Well,
what's that?
You don't have to go. I was going to say if you went Cruz, Brinson, Alfaro, you don't have to go 5 deep on it. But I also they're more in play for me than they were 2 weeks ago. I'll say that.
Okay. I actually see Mills getting a little bit of love. So, all right, you got me talked into them a little bit, especially with the ability of like Brinson.
Look how cheap they are.
Right now, you can play two good pitchers and load up on Boston or wherever you want to go.
And Brinson and De La Cruz have been legit good over the past like week or two.
And I know, like we've talked about Brinson for years now. There's a lot of talent there. It hasn't really come to fruition for the majority of his career, but he's still really strong. Hits the ball a long way. He's fast and he's playing well right now.
He's on by far the best stretch of his career. And like you just said, there is talent there. Like, so yeah, if there was ever a time to use him, it's now. His price hasn't increased. He's not getting any love. Very
He's
minimal
the
risk.
minimum, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's legit the minimum. So that's why these guys are in play. I mean, and they're not getting any love either. So that's all it is.
All right. As far as Boston goes, we kind of touched it already. Again, we both agree. Going to be more popular than projections say, but hey, maybe they are going to be underowned today. If that's the case, get a little different. Play some Miami guys with them, and I think you can be different right there.
Agreed.
They've been hot lately. They're affordable, and they get. I don't think you could ignore the fact that Keegan Aiken is god awful. I mean, this guy is. When you see a guy with an ERA over 8, usually you think he's only pitched a couple times. This dude's been in the rotation all season, just getting shelled every time he goes out there, and then they get into a god awful bullpen.
Yep.
So, all right, Cleveland against Detroit, McKenzie versus Hutchinson. I guess technically Drew Hutchinson isn't insane either, but I can't imagine I'd really use him.
No, I couldn't see using him here. I think Cleveland's more in play for me than him. Their lineup just came out. It's not exciting, but I don't know. I mean,
Straw bat and leadoff?
Yeah, he is, and he's been good.
Yeah, he's 2,700 bat and leadoff. Absolutely, he makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the usual suspects: Jose Ramirez, Framber Reyes. It's not the most exciting lineup, but they're facing a pretty weak pitcher, I would imagine.
Amen. And I don't think Detroit's insane. I wouldn't actually use them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Same.
All right. Yankees against the White Sox. Here's one for you that I was looking at this morning. I mean, I respect Cortez. He's been good. I don't fear him, though. And the combination of Jose Abreu, who is on fire right now, and Tim Anderson are coming in with less than 5% projected ownership. So if you wanted to go with Boston or anybody else that's popular, Tampa, I mean, you might be different enough alone just by using these two guys.
I agree with that. I just agree.
Jose Abreu is bad.
Yeah.
He's played well for a while now. Big double digits, like 14 plus and 6 of 10.
Yeah, I was definitely looking at them. And not going to lie, I was also looking at a couple of the Yankees again. I mean, they were awesome for me last night. Giolito can be very hit or miss, especially since his sticky substance. Both sides. I'm not looking to stack either side, but you mentioned Abreu and Anderson, Judge and Gallo from the Yankees side.
Amen. Big time power. Power wins tournaments.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so Bubich versus Hap. I think these offenses are getting a little bit too much love today, personally.
I agree. I like the spots for Kansas City. I really do. I mentioned it when you said Hap, but I'm not using chalky St. Louis or chalky Kansas City. Just no.
Same thing, though. Like, you want a one-off Tommy Edman? I mean, he was nice for me last night. So, I mean, he's on my good side. He's batting leadoff for 3,200, second base and outfield eligibility. Cool. It's not a full stack day for me with him. Like, Goldschmidt's not my guy today.
No, Whit Merrifield, same thing. I mean, he was like 0 for 2 last night and finished 2 for 4 with a walk. So shows he finished the game pretty strong.
Yeah, 3,700. He runs when he's on base. He can't. You can play him and Edman together because Edman's outfield eligible. So again, I just won't be all out on that game.
Yeah, same.
Tampa's getting a lot of love today. That makes sense. Cruz, Rosarina. I mean, they're very, very affordable. So I understand why they're popular today.
Mm-hmm.
So they make a lot of sense. Again, I'm going to double check ownership again closer to lock. And if they still look like they're the overwhelming chalk, give me Boston over them. We just both really, really believe Boston will be popular.
Yeah, I think the spots are similar, and I want to like Tampa more. I don't believe that they're going to be more popular than Boston, but I'm going to argue with the projections. probably just stay away from both of them. I mean, if they're both projected to be so chalky. Like, give me Oakland again.
I was just going to say, we can go right back to the hand that fed us yesterday. Again, felt nice when you come on here and say, like, this guy's going to have a big game and he legit homers twice. And it goes back to a kind of a theme of the show that we talk about a lot. Look for guys drawing a lot of walks. 7 walks over 2 games, then he homers twice the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Man, he was supposed to have the day off yesterday, too, so that felt even extra nice.
Nice. Well, he might actually have the day off today then.
He might, except facing a lefty, I don't know.
So I have no issues going right back there. And then I'm assuming Marte continues to get no love because of his price tag. This guy has been phenomenal for the Athletics.
You want to talk about power, speed, upside. I mean, he has it.
I mean, we just talked about Jose Abreu. Not a lot of people with a better game log than that over the past week or two. Well, the one guy who might have it is Starling Marte.
Yup.
And this guy's got all these points lately and has only homered in like 2 of the games. So just think about the potential upside and growth right here.
That's such a great point because that's just even more impressive.
All right. So as far as today goes, kind of touching on the pitching, with enough of these cheap guys available, I'm probably not even going to mess with the lower cost pitchers. I was kind of thinking about, Chris Bubich. We had mentioned a couple other guys. Knowing that those Marlins guys are out there, I guess if I'm making one lineup, I just go Erod, Nola, and then just make my best decisions from there.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Like I said, I'm also interested in Patino and Alicia Hernandez. Not that those guys are cheap, but Hernandez is the one guy that kind of sticks out just because of his upside, I think.
Yeah, and it's still got to remind yourselves every once in a while, like the Cubs are legit rolling out a Double-A team. Like this isn't, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, gone. Everybody's gone.
Bryant, Rizzo gone. Baez gone. Contreras hurt. Like this lineup's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, Hernandez, a great park. Like, sure, it's risky. He hasn't pitched in a while, but I think that risk is going to be baked into the lack of ownership.
Amen. All right, guys. That's Sunday. We kept it quick for you. Go check out that NFL video. Grab yourself an NFL package, and everybody have a great Sunday.
Thanks, guys.